Hey guys, welcome back to Embers and Ash. My name's Ashley, if you didn't know, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about all the things I don't like about motherhood. I think I saw this trend going around sometime last year, and now I'm a mother and I want to share my 2 cents. It's a little bit of a strange topic because I don't want it to sound like I don't like being a mother, because I very much do, and a lot of you know that. I just think it's important to show both sides of the coin, especially because I share a lot of positivity towards motherhood. I don't want it to come off that everything is rainbows and butterflies all the time. So yeah, I just want to normalize the tough times and also help expecting moms get a better picture of what your life is gonna be like, the good and the bad. So let's get started. The first thing I don't like about being a mom is that I get less intentional time with my husband. So this one was kind of expected. You know, you're introducing a whole new person into your life that you need to care for, so obviously there's less time for other things, and that includes your spouse. And this is also why people are always saying that you need to be very intentional about making time for your husband, because it's not just gonna happen anymore. And as long as you're on top of it, it's fine. It is just a little annoying that you can't have that carefree relationship as much. It's just a lot more planned out. Okay, the next one really hits hard for me. Not being able to nap when you need to nap. The struggle with sleep is well known. It's very hard in the beginning when you're not sleeping through the night, your baby isn't sleeping through the night. But the part that really gets to me is like midday afternoon when I am wiped and I just need to close my eyes and take a 10-minute nap, but my baby is still awake for another hour. Like it just, like all I need is a little nap to feel a million times better, but I can't. And that's just something that I've never had to deal with before. Like if I've ever needed to nap before, I could just do it and it was no big deal. And it's weird that that's taken away from me. The next thing that I don't like so much is that there's always something to do, and not in a good way. Like I like being productive, I like getting stuff done, but I like being busy with things that I want to do, not things that I have to do, like most people. And yeah, it just feels like a never-ending to-do list of always cleaning up, always prepping food, always doing laundry, all these things. And it gets to the point that if I were to only do those checklists like chores, I would never get anything else done, you know? And that leads me into my next point, which is having to prioritize and accept that some things don't get done. This is definitely something new to me in motherhood, is that I have to pick and choose what I'm gonna accomplish that day. I can't do it all because there's just not enough time in the day. Some days I do work and I don't spend a lot of time with Rook and I don't get any chores done around the house. Other days I spend a lot of time playing with Rook and I get no work done. And then some days I do all the household chores and nothing else. But I'm the type of person that wants to get it all done in one day. I like finishing projects. I don't like leaving things open-ended. I want everything to like be wrapped in a bow at the end of the night, ready to start a new day. And that's just not reality. The next thing I don't like very much is that life is on a timer. Well, until like, I don't know, 5 months, life wasn't really on a timer because I just went with Rook's sleep cues whenever he needed to take a nap. But now that he's only taking 2 naps a day, it's pretty consistent when those naps are, and I have to plan my day out in like 3-hour slots, if that makes sense. It's just something that's always in the back of your head, that you're paying attention to the clock. Time is so important as a mother, like how long the naps are, how long the wake windows are, when was the last time they fed. It's just a lot of mental clutter. I guess it's not clutter because it's important, but you're never just like not thinking about mother responsibilities. Everything is timed out and it can get mentally exhausting. The next thing I don't like very much is that I can't just stay out all day. Not that I want to do that as much anymore, but naps are so important. And again, especially now that Rook is only taking 2 naps a day, they need to be good naps because I can't make up for it. Whereas when Rook was younger and he was taking like 4 or 5 naps a day, if one nap was bad, it wasn't a big deal. And because of that, sometimes I'm like, okay, Rook is taking a nap in a half hour, I need to get home. And that just gets a little annoying because what if there's another store I needed to go to or another errand to run? It can just really ruin your productivity, which again, I like being productive. Some days I'm lazy, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I do want to say that you can definitely just stay out all day and accept not as good naps. Or another option that I've done before is I just stay in the car for an hour driving around while Rook sleeps, and then when he wakes up I can go do that errand that I needed to do. It's not like every nap needs to be at home in the crib, but it does make your life easier if they are, you know? So you gotta kind of pick your battles. The next point that I wrote down, which I kind of already talked about, was my mind is always full. There's always things running through my head of what schedule we're on, the things I need to do, what Rook needs next, because you are doing everything for someone else's life, so your life and their life is running through your head, and you just can't really let go. You can't really zone out because you have to keep track of things. Again, to an extent, some people go solely off of sleep cues, and I did that for a while, but now it works better that we're kind of more on a timed system. Either way, your head is always full of what your baby's doing that day, the problems they're having, troubleshooting, any reasons why they're upset. Like, it's just always full. And the last thing that is not my favorite is that your days get very repetitive. A lot of that is because of the schedule that you're putting your baby on. Even if they don't have a tight schedule, there still is a rhythm to what they do every day, and you're kind of stuck to that. Like, your baby eats, plays, sleeps. That's kind of your life. And of course, motherhood isn't the only type of life that gets very repetitive. You know, working your 9-to-5 job can also be very repetitive, but it just makes it harder to try and be spontaneous, live life a little more free, because there's certain things that you have to do every day. So, but there's also a lot of security in knowing what your days are gonna be like. So maybe that is kind of nice. Okay, so that's everything I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this and got a bit of insight into some of the less glamorous sides of motherhood. Let me know if you liked this style of video, or if you thought that I was just complaining for 10 minutes or however long this is. Yeah, I just want to, like I said, try and normalize both sides of motherhood, the good and the bad. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.